So tell me, you were saying?
I was gonna say, I say religiously, I think we have a lot of things that should say we should not complain. You know, the Talmud says, you know, you should whatever happens, you should say, you know, everything that the All Merciful does, He does for the good, and you should say that, even if you don't believe it yet. You should say that. You know, but when it comes to but I would say, I'd say culturally, I mean, I think that there is a lot of kind of complaining in the culture, at least in the sort of Eastern European Jewish culture. I think we do have like a culture of complaining. I don't think any Eastern European Jews would dispute that. You know, it's part of the culture, um, and but not the prettiest part of our culture. You know, I mean, I think every culture has its good points and its not so good points. I think that's our challenge. Our challenge is to be happy with what we have. Maybe I don't know. I think that's a human challenge, but maybe some of us are more challenged than others. But thank God, there's always plenty to be thankful for. You know, like you don't, you know, it's just a question of how you make your um, of how you do your accounting. You know, do you look at the credits or you look at the debits? You know, there's always plenty of credits. There's always plenty of debits, but you know, it depends on how you look at it. So
Before we talk about the subject at hand, I want to know about your choti, the hair which you hide in the hair. Why do you have to keep the hair like this? Yeah.
this
Hmm.
choti, I never got a choti before.
Choti, choti.
Yeah. Um, what is the choti for? So the Torah says that you should not round the corners of your head, which means really not shaving the sides of your head. So, in order to show our enthusiasm for that commandment,
Like
yeah,
this or what?
yeah. So you're fine. I mean, it means really this area here, and not to shave it all the way down, right? So not to
So
like
I have to make a choti like this or what?
no. There's no the chart. Okay, the hair, this long hair is not necessary at all, right? The only thing that's
But
necessary,
so many Jewish people have this.
yes,
Like
so, right. So the idea is kind of like this: you're not supposed to shave it, right? And in order to show your enthusiasm for not shaving it, you grow it long, right? It's kind of like, you know, it's like to say, not only am I not shaving it, but you see, you know, I'm enthusiastically growing it. I tie them up behind my ears because they get in the way. Um, they're and
kind of
when I was
kind
younger, they
of
were longer,
long.
beautiful. Now they're sort of, you know,
Would that be kind of a Muslim beard? Like normally the beard is required to be this long, but they get like all the way. Lots of people have it like a huge beard.
yes. Well, my beard is quite big, but you don't can't see it. See, it's tied
Really?
up.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Can
tied
you
up
open it? Is it
longer.
allowed to open it?
It's yeah, you're allowed to open it, but it's nothing very exciting. It's
I don't know. No, I've never seen a Jewish beard which is long.
there it is.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
another.
yeah. So it goes. I mean, it goes. Yeah, it's also tied up. It's also tied up, but if you untie it, which won't go so well, but if you
Can you
untie it,
untie it, please?
untie it? Okay,
Yes.
it's not very exciting.
It is. For me, it is exciting. Oh,
Really?
it's a big
Yeah,
beard. There you
yeah.
go. Found something there.
Yes, yeah, it's a big beard. Yeah. It stopped growing at some point. It's interesting. Some people have these very, 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 very long beards that go all the way down, like to their, you know, to their belly. Mine just, I haven't cut it for, I don't know, 20 something years. Um, and it just stopped growing. That's what happens to it. But it's
I
not a
think
bad.
the beard also keeps falling, and that is why it stays in a certain size. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think eventually starts falling out. Some people that just, you know, you know,
You should use a better quality shampoo, which
exactly,
lends the beard.
exactly, exactly. Well, now in America, you know, beards have become a very big hipster thing. So
I
now
know.
they have all these beard products. You know,
There you go.
there's beard balm, beard butter, beard oil. You have beard brushes and it's now a whole industry now built around people with beards.
Awesome.
And it's very confusing too, by the way, because because the beard, so you see hipsters, kind of young people who have big long beards, and you get confused because you look at it. Wait a second, it's one of us, and then there's a beard called the Philadelphia beard.
Uh-huh.
Philadelphia beard, and the Philadelphia beard is exactly the Muslim beard, right? So it's a little long. It's the beard on the side, and then no mustache, right? Or the lightly or the closely. So it looks just like a Muslim beard, but it's not. So that's confusing too. So sometimes you see people look like Jews, and you think, aha, and it turns out they're hipsters. And sometimes you see people with Sunnah beards, and it looks and turns out that they're just being cool. The Philadelphia beard. So I don't know what that's all about. So now you know about American beard culture. What about
Canada.
you? What's going on there? Isn't it about time? Don't
I
you
keep
think
a
about
very
that?
long beard. Normally, it's 2 days maximum.
I don't know. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time.
I used to have one. Started shaving when I was 33, 34.
Oh,
I
really?
I never shaved before that.
Really? I
Yeah,
want to see pictures.
yeah. There's lots of pictures on Facebook.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to look. I'll have to see with your beard.
But my beard was like a Chinese beard. It didn't have any hair there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people, it's not even worth it.
I don't have good testosterone.
There's a story about a very famous rabbi. He was a Moroccan rabbi, eventually moved to Israel, and the Baba Sali, and he couldn't grow a beard either. He prayed for a beard. So he prayed for a beard, and his beard grew, but it was not a very, it was still like wispy. And said that I heard from his attendant that he wouldn't ever touch his beard because he was afraid that one hair might fall out because it was a gift from God. Right? God gave him the beard, right? He was not going to damage it in any way, so he didn't even touch it. He just kind of let it grow. Wasn't pulling at it. People pull at it and this and that. You lose
Don't
some
touch
hair. Yeah, me, yeah, terrible about it. For me, that's the best advantage to having a beard is you get to you get to pull it and do stuff with it. It's
Play with it. Is a
play
toy
with
there.
it.
Here's my
Exactly.
toy.
Exactly. It keeps my hands busy. That's good.
Okay. So you asked a wonderful question, and I'm happy you asked. And the interesting thing about my brain is that when somebody asks me a question, it gets so excited, especially if I know the answer. It's like I've been waiting for this question forever. Where is God? Send me this question. And the moment question comes, the answers just start flowing automatically. It's so weird how my brain works. So now I have a wonderful guy who works for me, and I really enjoy working with him because he understands most of the stuff I'm talking about. And yesterday I spent 2 hours with him. I was like, really? We spent 2 hours? It was like 5 minutes.
Oh, that's
So
great.
it's so much fun when somebody asks a question. So you asked a wonderful question, and tell us what was the question.
So my question was, how do I make a living? How do I make a living doing what I love best? Which is I see myself as kind of an interfaith communicator, peacemaker. I want to do good things in the world, bring good things in the world, and I want to know how I can make a living doing that. I really don't want to do anything else. I know it sounds terrible. It
No, no,
sounds
it's
terrible, but
perfect.
I really it's what my passion is. And it always feels like everything else is an interruption. It always feels like everything else is kind of keeping me from doing what I really want to do. So how do I make what I really want to do what I do?
Which is interfaith work, not peace building. You call it interfaith work, not peace building.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's kind of my corner of that world. My corner of the world is really, I think, to kind of communicate with people of faith about, how we can use religion, to kind of strategize, I guess, together on how to make religion a force of a force of good and peace, and not just bad and dissension.
Okay. And would you call it still interfaith work, or would you call it pluralism?
That's a very good question. I think I might call it pluralism. I'm it's funny you should ask me that question, because 2 days ago somebody I was nominated for some kind of an award, and they asked me a question about pluralism, and and I had to sit down, and actually they said, what do you think pluralism is? And I had to sit and think about what I think it is, and as I was writing, I was thinking, oh, I guess I really believe in pluralism. So I guess
So,
um,
what was the definition you found for pluralism?
I have to, you know what? Let me see if I can call it up. Just to sort of, I can call it up in front of me. Okay, I came up with something like this. Pluralism is a comprehensive embracing of the diversity of humanity. My pluralism is rooted in the belief that the Creator intended this to be a diverse, complex world, and human beings share in that complexity. And I think that that's, I guess, for me, pluralism is a religious position, right? It's a theology, right? I see the world around me. I'm I'm looking out, by the way, right now at, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm looking out at the woods.
Wow, I'm so jealous.
I'm looking out at the woods,
Brr.
and as you can look out at the woods, you can see there are different kinds of trees, flowers, animals. There's just this incredible diversity every place that you look, and human beings are no different. And so, so I guess as a kind of you want to call it a religious vision, a mystical vision, maybe, kind of see the world like that. And so I think pluralism, human pluralism, is just an extension of the way that the Creator makes the world. And that just as I look out, and I don't wish that the poplar tree were an oak tree. I don't look at that and go, boy, that's a great poplar tree. But if only we're an oak tree, I don't have to look at Rehan and go, he's a great guy, but I really wish he were. I really wish he were, Swedish. Like, so I think that's kind of where I am with it. So yeah, I think pluralism. I like that.
So you want to do religious pluralism work, and of course you have a stomach attached, you're married, you have children, you have a house, you have a mortgage, whatever, you have to take care of your bills somehow. I would say even if you lived decently, that would be at least $5,000 a month,
Sure.
just to be very basic in California, in Irvine, which is very expensive. So, just minimum of that, right? So let's start with that amount. So you have a very large following, you have a very large group already, which is 10,000 people or so. How many? 16,000 or 10,000?
Which one?
The tent, Abrahamic
I
tent.
think in terms, it's just maybe 3,000 people, something like that.
3,000.
And
Okay.
then, yeah.
So we will talk about strategy, and then we will talk about what actions we can take, and I will see if you want to pursue them. I will hook you up with some really good people who would help you pursue that, because you're not bad with technology, but that's not your forte. Your forte is teaching, talking, having conversation, theology. So now the reason I'm very excited about it is it's very aligned with my work. My interest is that more people should be into this business of peace building, of pluralism. If I can have 100 people doing what you want to do and make money off it, that's awesome. Because the way I'm going to guide or tell you my side of the picture of how you can do it or others can do it is going to be basically by teaching what you know. And a lot of people go to theology school, a lot of people go to madrasas, a lot of people go to universities, colleges, to schools to learn pluralism, to learn theology, to learn how to spread the word of their belief, to remove the misconceptions about their religion from the world. So basically, that's God's work, which you want to learn. But at the same time, since you have the stomach attached, nobody's paying you for it. So we need to find a way to make money from it. And either it's through donation, which is, I don't think that is ideally what you're looking for, and not something which I am looking for to teach to other people to get donation. But we should create a system where you have a product or you have a service which you offer, just like you were teaching at school already, and now you're no longer teaching at the school. And the same stuff we can now teach online and create your own school, which allows you to make a decent living for yourself and for your family. Are we on the same page?
Yes, yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay. So, um, you know, say you want to start a school. If you start a school, you have to create a school, you have to create the curriculum, you have to create the content, and then you have to market the school. If nobody knows that your school exists, nobody's going to come. So I think you already know how to make a school, you already know how to teach, you already have the curriculum, but the thing is you don't know how to maybe start it on the internet, or you don't have not done it before. You're not using Udemy. I don't think you have a course on Udemy yet, or any of those platforms on the internet, do you?
No. Mm-mm.
And you're not also teaching on YouTube yet, also.
Not really. No.
Right. So what I would suggest is you go out there and you take a free courses on pluralism on YouTube, on Udemy yourself, and see how people are teaching. And now, say you take 10 courses, and after the 10 courses, now you know how are people teaching? What is the method of online teaching? Because you don't see anyone, there's no student in front of you, there's nobody asking questions. So that's the basic fundamental problem between teachers and online teachers, that the transition which they're having a problem with, I think, is when I talk to politicians or teachers, is that they don't see anyone in front of them. They don't see a student in front of them who is asking a question, or who they're looking at their facial expressions. Are they learning? Are they not learning? Are they on their phone? What's going on in their head? So and then on top of that, they forget that if they're teaching on video, a video can always be replayed. You can always hit rewind. You can always go forward. You can always pause. Whereas a teacher can never do that.
Right.
And they get upset if you say, if a student says, "Sir, can you please pause? Let me send this text back to you." They would be really upset with that. So here, all of a sudden, the method of focus creation is going to be different. The you have to remember or you have to keep reminding yourself never to repeat yourself, because in a sermon or in a school lecture, you have to keep on repeating yourself, because unless you keep on repeating and emphasizing on the same thing over and over, they will forget by the time in half an hour later, they will forget what you said half an hour ago. Whereas on a video, you don't do that, because they can always go back, rewind, and watch it. Third, you make small videos instead of a half an hour lecture. So say you want to teach somebody how to make a cup of tea. Instead of a 10-minute video, you would break it into 2-minute or a 1-minute long 10 videos or 12 videos. So what is tea? One video. How to boil the water? Another video. How do you which tea is which leaves do you use? What to buy? Where to buy? You bifurcate. You do like a whole surgery on the whole lecture, and you convert it into different lectures, and then you put it on Udemy. So you go to udemy.com, and another one is now teachable.com, and you take their free course, which is on the top right side on their website. If you want, I can share the screen right now. And you take their free course, and that way you go through their basics. Now, I have never done that free course because I'm very lazy, man. It took me 4 years to make my first Udemy course. And the way I do it is I still can't make one. So I hired someone who has made 10 or 20 courses at that time. And he makes a very decent living, around about to what you're making or even more right now through Udemy. He lives in Pakistan, so you can imagine living in Pakistan at that kind of income is it's like he lives like a king.
Sure.
So we hired him. He was very kind to come and teach us, didn't charge us anything. And he trained my guys. So I got 7 of my guys to make a Udemy course. Out of the 7, only 3 or 2 end up making. And then one of the guys, I asked him to make 100 courses. So if he made 100 courses, half an hour long courses on different things, so he became like an expert in making courses. And the other guy also made a few courses. And oh, I shared the wrong screen. And so now all I have to do is record the courses and send it to him, and he just edits them for me and does everything for me. So this is the Udemy website, and you just go there and you click on here it says teach on Udemy, and you click on that, and then you do your course, and you just click on that and just go forward and become an instructor, and you go through them. But it's a half an hour to an hour long course, which will allow you to understand similar things which I just told you. You go through them, and then what I will do for you is I'll get you a course maker from my company. He will sit with you, and he will become your student, and he will sit with you and create a course. So I got so excited with Udemy and online learning that almost a year ago I decided to make a studio and a company dedicated to creating Udemy courses and books. And the moment it got finished, COVID started. So we haven't used it. Today is the day one. We recorded our first course over there for 4 hours, and then the electricity went away. And so we have a very large new studio which we have made designed for Udemy courses. I have a fantastic team which has made dozens of courses already, hundreds actually, um, combined with the whole team. Our goal is to produce dozens of courses a day with teachers like yourself who want to teach. Once you make a course and we publish it on Udemy, I personally give away the same course on YouTube for free. My all my courses on Udemy are still free. We experimented with one course at a charge. So the minimum charge you can charge on Udemy.com is $20. So you end up charging people for a course for around $20, and then people come in and they take the course. Now the advantage of Udemy is that they give you a server, they give you the whole billing system, they give you everything. You don't have to do anything. You just have to focus on teaching. And you teach, you make the course, you publish it, and then you wait. And then they go out and sell your course for you. And out of the $20, they keep the $10 and you get $10. However, if you have 3,000 people in Abrahamic tent, and we will that is another strategy which I will help you create, is where you go out and market your own course to your own followers, then you get the whole $20. They don't keep anything. So that's fantastic that they don't. If you market it for yourself, you keep all the money. So the breakthrough would be that you create your first course, and you ask another thing, and you have a course, and then you can convert it into a booklet which you can sell through Amazon and other places. Basically, we make you into a Madonna. We make you like a celebrity, a teacher, where people know you, they come to you. Initially they don't know you, but they come for the courses. But a lot pluralism is not a word which people are looking to learn and teach. So you have to package it in a way where people digest it, they understand it. And you have to, if I'm starting to sell a product, you have to market it, and you have to understand how to market it, where to market it. So that's a separate, once you write a book, you have to go on a book tour, selling the book, marketing, finding the right publisher. There's a whole science to it. It's a lot of work, but it's like you have to reinvent yourself. But the good thing is you've been teaching all your life. Just focus on teaching for now, and start teaching using your phone. You just go on YouTube and record the same thing, and share some stuff with me, and I will watch it, and I will see how we can tweak it, and how you can make the same thing into a course. So for example, this video which I'm making is helping me make a course right now in my head, and my team to convert this video into a course. And because I'm just having an interaction with you, I have all the questions which you will ask will be used to convert into a course, and I can re-record this in a professional studio and with a better quality microphone and camera and everything, and then edit it up and make it look really nice so that people who are paying $20 for it, it's worth it for them to pay $20 for them. But you can start by giving all the content away on YouTube in without editing anything, without doing anything. Just get better lighting, go outside in your lovely little garden with the trees and making everybody jealous. Get in front of the camera, buy a $10 microphone on Amazon, and then just hook it up and start speaking and just ask questions which people are already asking you. And now you have content on YouTube. So the same content you reorganize and you structure just like you would deliver in your classroom, you would deliver it on a Udemy course.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have 10 or 20 courses online and you start making a little bit of money from it, you can then buy an account on teachable.com where you can start your own school. You can call it a pluralism school, you can call it Abrahamic Tent, you can call it school.abrahamictent.com or something. And you can then keep the entire money without Udemy getting anything out of it. But you have to then market your own brand, your own product, and services. Another way to make money is when Lee Wiseman is already um, a brand, famous, like Abrahamic Tent is. Uh, People can buy T-shirt, people can buy mugs, people can buy stuff from you, and for that, there's lots of stores on the internet, including on Amazon, that it's your brand, your product, your design, but people are buying because they're interested. You don't have to ever see the customer or anything. You just you're basically just using your brand and taking advantage of your brand and the other and anybody who wants to wear a Lee Wiseman t-shirt or oh I love pluralism or I heart this or whatever, they go and buy this stuff and you get some money from that, and that's one of the ways to monetize. This is like the basics of making content. Now if your content goes viral, which it should because you're a very colorful teacher, you're very smart, you're very understanding of, like for example, you can take a course, Judaism for Islam for Muslims. I don't think many Jews out there can ever teach that, but you can. You understand Islam more than other Jews, so you can go out and create. If you want to understand a Jewish Judaism and you're Muslim, take my course. There you go. 1.5 billion customer marketplace, one teacher. So all of a sudden, you have a product which you can sell to Muslims or to deliver to Muslim. Or for example, if it's free on YouTube, YouTube will pay you every time somebody watches those videos. So YouTube will put ads on your videos to pay you a certain amount of money depending on where the customer is watching it from. They give you a certain amount of money for advertising.
How is that arranged with YouTube? How does that work?
So once you have 5,000 subscribers and you have certain hours of watched content, YouTube will email you and say, hey, now you have enough content, you have enough quality content that people are actually interested in watching. We would like to offer you to monetize your videos. So you just click, I monetize it, that's it. And then you start getting the checks. And then based on your content, so since it's a religious content, they would put religious advertisement on your video. So other people who are looking for content, for customers who are interested in religion or theology or pluralism will come to you and you make money from that way. So this is like the basic gist of what you have to be ready for, what you will need to start from my side. There might be other teachers who would be doing a lot of things. We've just bought a course from a guy who's just sending a video a day, and he's charging us $100 just sending a video a day. He's just doing that. But he has organized, like for example, if you're teaching your course instead of Udemy, you can send a video a day through a mailing list program, and you charge $100 on teaching. So you send one video a day to the person okay, here's today, this is today's lesson, and it just ends up in the email. That's another way of selling. So, and you market that course on Facebook, on YouTube, and other places. But that's more advanced training. I would say once you have this going, the step one for you is basic YouTubing. Meaning teaching on YouTubing. Step two is Udemy. Step three is books, and or maybe step two can be your branded mugs and T-shirts and caps and kippas and whatnot. I would order a kippa if it was a kippa with your brand on it, Abrahamic tent. It says, right. So I remember my friend gave me a kippa with some cartoon on it. She paid like $5 because her kid wanted to buy this kippa.
What's the best way to do that? Is it Amazon, Cafe Press? What's the?
So Cafe Press is fantastic. It's easy. Amazon is fantastic. I think Amazon has a more. I haven't seen their store for 2 years. I don't make money like that. I really don't like to monetize all that stuff of mine. I stopped doing that many years ago. I did that a long time ago, but Allah has blessed me with money through my other businesses, so I stopped looking for ways to make money from my content. But I know, like I did this most of my life, but I never had an opportunity to make all this because I've been to so many seminars and conferences. I learned all this, but I never actually.
Yeah, my interest actually would not be so much for making money off it, but just kind of, it's a great way to get the message out. I mean, it's a kind of,
I understand, but
it's a good way to get the message out. It's an interesting way.
One more time.
It's an interesting way to get the message out. I mean, that's kind of in Western culture,
Right.
That's,
Everybody buys a T-shirt, right? Everybody buys a mug. It's a thing.
right.
So and it will be great. I have graphic designers. If you need help, I will get the designs up for you. And I will be happy to get your Cafe Press going. This way I can get my own Cafe Press going because I never got it going. I got it going a few times, then it gets closed. But I have always been better at doing other people's job than my own job, like everybody else. So there's always darkness under the lamp.
Yeah, that's always good. Okay, this has been very, very helpful. Let's so I'll get started on the YouTube content.
Yeah.
And start working on it. And I'll look at the Udemy and see kind of what that course looks like. I did some, this year, like all teachers, I ended up online, and I did some online teaching, but it was all synchronous, right? Meaning, so I like my students were online with me, but it was an interesting experience. Actually, I enjoyed it a lot. I had a good time with it.
It's a fantastic way, and I want to give you a few tips on YouTubing. So the best way to get you started is think of the questions which always people are asking. So always, you have those FAQs, frequently asked questions, right? Just like on a website, you have those FAQs also.
Mhm.
So you can explain those videos. So here you go. Here's a woman talking about how Quran says that Yahudis can never be friends of Muslims. So now you can make a fantastic video about that, explaining it from the Quran, and that would be a viral video. That would be something which a lot of people will want to hear. You can start praising Quran. You can start praising Prophet Muhammad, and all of a sudden.
So for that lady, she should try to understand what the word wali means in that.
It's an example. We don't want to get into that, otherwise you get stuck. Right?
Okay, sorry.
So it's okay. Let her be herself. She has never met a Jew, so what's her problem? I mean, it's okay. I used to be the same way. But the opportunity is now phenomenal, right? Because so many more people are coming online. As I said, there are not many Jews, first of all, in the planet. Second, there are not many Jewish rabbis who understand Islam the way you do. So you can go out there and actually talk more about Islam than Judaism, because you have more Muslim customers, then you will have more Jewish customers because it's just too many people. And I was hanging out with another Jewish friend of mine in the U.S. and he was explaining the biggest problem is there's not enough Jewish people in the world, and there's too many Muslim people. So there's an imbalance of information flow, one-on-one communication. So by doing this on YouTube, and you becoming and your already name is phenomenal, like the jihadi Jew. So a jihadi Jew is. Do you actually own the website, by the way?
No, there isn't. There is no website.
What? Let me buy that. How do you spell it?
You can find it.
How do you spell it?
JIHADIJEW.
Okay, I'll buy it now before, unless somebody else is watching and buying it. Anyway, so that can be your thing. You are the jihadi Jew, and you're branding yourself. You're selling your content there. You're explaining yourself. You're explaining Islam. You're explaining Judaism to the Muslim community, and that's your biggest customer base. Um, you know, so that's where you start, and those videos will have a lot of comments. Take those comments and then make a video about that comment, the meaning, but how, but when, but what. More FAQs will come, and instead of explaining one-on-one, you explain it through a YouTube video, and then you post it on your YouTube channel and also reply it in the comment for them. So you have more and more content coming in. That's how I create my content all the time. All the lovely, beautiful comments, they're just awesome because it gives me an opportunity to explain even better or explain even more or something. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. Yes.
And then we'll die, and then we'll leave all our content. People can still watch it. And once you have, say, 2 hours of content or 1 hour of content, we can hire a transcriber, or transcription is now free, available for all the YouTube videos, anyways. And when we convert them into small little books, which you can sell for $1 or on Amazon or Kindle, or get them published and give them away or whatever. So it's you have to repurpose your content in a lot of it. Then you can use the same content as a podcast. So you can create a audio blog, and then people consume it that way. The same content can be typed and pasted in your jihadijew.com/blog, and then you have a blogging content. So when you have a video, you can use it as an audio file, you can use it as a audio blog, you can use it as a blog. And people who want to consume through eyes by reading, they go to the blog, they read the same exact content, and then there's AdWords by Google on there. You get paid for the AdWords. They listen, and then there is Audible is paying you for that, and then they watch the video, and YouTube is paying you for that.
Okay.
This fantastic friend of mine who used to sell biryani in Karachi. He has never been to school in his life, and he made $100,000 a year on Udemy. He has never been to school in his life. He used to sell biryani for $100 a month. His earning. He self-learned about computers. He self-learned English. He self-learned programming. He started teaching online programming for free. Became extremely famous. His courses became so popular that they were taken by the Singaporean government to teach their staff. Singapore is very picky. So Singaporean government hiring a uneducated human being from Pakistan who used to sell biryani and vegetables on the streets was taken care of. And he is like a phenomenal role model for all of us to copy.
Wow.
And 100 grand is good money in Pakistan, really good money in Pakistan.
Well, I guess it's easier to go from high school teacher to doing this than to go from making biryani. It's definitely an easier transition. Definitely easier transition. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm nervous, because Jews are famous for their business acumen, except for me.
I'll give you another tip. So the best way to make videos is, here's another one. The moment you get in front of somebody like me, I was watching some of your, I was just googling fasting, and your video popped up at Alra TV. So now you are phenomenal at giving answers. You're just not ready to make your own videos, maybe because you have never done it. So what you do is you get on Zoom or you get on StreamYard and you go on live and just say, "Hey, ask me anything," like we discussed the last time we spoke. And then you speak for an hour. You get tired, you get your coffee or whatever. Then we hire someone to make clips out of those videos,
Mhm.
and then use those clips as your YouTube content.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, I mean,
Excuse me.
that is a great idea. Also because it's interactive. I mean, sometimes what, like, somebody asks me a question, I'm going to answer for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but I can't imagine going on without any feedback. Without that kind of interaction with the audience.
You will learn it. It's very easy. Again, for if you want to do the last option, you can use my pages. You can use my StreamYard account. You can go live, speak to my audience. Then all you have to do is watch your content again, and mark that my guy can, okay, tell him, make a cut from 1 minute 10 seconds to 2 minute and 40 seconds. Here's the clip. Here's the title. And then put it on my YouTube. Somebody will do it for you. So you don't have to be absolutely any technicalities. No need to be involved, and they can just do it for you.
That's great. That's great. Maybe we should try that out. That might work. That might work.
So you can schedule a time, and then you can, meet a Jewish person can start, and then meet a Jewish person can be.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it. Also because it just allows people to ask questions, and it does double duty. It does for me, and it also gives people an opportunity to learn something, and and to communicate.
Right.
So, okay.
So we know when you want to do it, and we will set it up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for taking time and talking to me. And
I love it. It's my honor to just hang out with you.
well, it's good. I hope someday soon it will be in person. We'll be
This is
able
better.
to eat, drink tea, like have real life. So hopefully very soon the world will open up a little bit and we'll be able to do that.
No, don't open it up. Don't open it up. Change is good.
Good. Yeah, I agree. Well, I've now stopped saying get back to normal. I used to say, we'll get back to normal. Now I decided that's a really bad idea because normal before was not that great, So I don't want to get back to normal. Okay, I'm hoping we get back to better. I really hope that we learn some things from this experience because otherwise it's completely wasted. I mean, it seems to me that this is there's some lessons here, and if we didn't learn them and just go back to what we were doing before, that would be the most pathetic thing. That would be really pathetic. So I'm not saying that anymore. I don't say go back to normal. I hope we don't go back to normal. I really don't.
Let's create a new normal, right? Right now, what I'm doing right now has been my normal for 10 years.
Right.
And so for me, I was saying on another show, I was literally designed by God for this time period because I'm loving this. This is my, I'm home. What's that thing called for the black areas? We call this, and this is my groove. What's the word? I can't remember the word.
Your crew.
My crew. Yeah, my hood, my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you can hang out in California. I can be in Pakistan. Nobody bothers me. If somebody tells me now sir, I would like to meet you, I was like, okay, let's do a Zoom because
Right.
I'm not feeling very good, so they don't show up. I don't like to meet because it wastes a lot of time. It's so inefficient. So
yeah. That's one of the things I'm really wondering about is like how much we discovered, how much time we waste. I mean, in terms of like, I mean, we were having faculty meetings. I would say our faculty meetings were at least as productive and certainly a lot more pleasant than some of the ones that we've had in person. It's really been an interesting experience. And by the way, and it's funny because when all this started, I only knew about Zoom from you, right? From Carla and all that stuff. And so everybody else was like discovering this stuff. I already knew what it was. I was already like, oh yeah, I know what that is. I felt I was like a little bit ahead of the curve because I'd already done these things. I'd already been in, Zoom rooms and had these conversations, and I had an idea of what was going on. Um, so, oh, okay.
So, so Ali Noor, I invite you to inbox me and Lee Wiseman. And what we can do is we can start a show with you, and you can interview, and he can interview you back and forth.
It should go the other way around. That sounds fascinating, right?
And he would love to talk to you. I would love to hear about it. I'm very, very keen on getting one of the graveyards of the Jewish heritage preserved in Karachi. I'm very concerned about that it will go away. That's one of the only reminders of Jewish history in Pakistan, in Karachi especially. The mayor of Karachi, the police chief of Karachi was Jewish, and they're buried over there. I really, really, really wish that wouldn't happen. Which reminds me, I should send my guy to make a documentary on it again on a better quality. I don't know what happened with it. But okay, now you are a proud owner of the website called jihadijew.com, by the way.
Yeah, excited. I don't know why. I don't know why I never thought of that before. I don't know why.
It's okay. I wouldn't name my child unless there's a domain available. Sorry about that. um,
Okay.
that's how, that's, I mean, I had momina.com for my daughter Momina, and I lost it. Somehow, where the guys in the office let it expire, I was like so upset. And guess who? Other day, messaged me? Eliyahu McLean.
Oh
He
yeah.
messaged me and said, I bought a domain name for him like 8 years ago, and I gifted it. I made a website for him and did everything. And he's like, no, I'm not really keen on it. And I love him. He's a really lovely guy. And then he messaged me the other day and said, Rehan, by the way, is the website still available? I said, no, it's gone. It's expired. Just buy it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh, so, anyways, have you met my friend, the one with the funny keeper?
The one with the funny keeper.
Let me tell you. Anna Lipkin.
No.
Okay, she's right there in near Carla's house.
Oh really?
Uh, yeah,
That's my new neighborhood. So.
she's in silver, silver. What something?
Which is 5 minutes from here. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're probably near her,
I'm right
and
near her. Yeah, connect me up.
just give her a call with my reference. And she's a lovely, lovely girl. I love her children. Look her up, and she's from Ukraine, in Russia or Ukraine somewhere.
Okay.
And maybe she goes back to for Kabbalah or something. So thank you so much for this
Thank
question.
you. You did all the good. You did all the hard work. I just took notes. So.
It's like asking a barber. You did a hard work on cutting hair. That's my job too.
Okay.
So question. Um, do you have time more to do an interview or practice interview on StreamYard with me?
Sure.
Okay, so I will end up this, and then I will help you make a StreamYard, and then you kind of interview me, and we just do chit chat. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please share this with all the teachers you know who are interested in learning how to monetize, especially religious pluralism or anything else they want to teach on the internet. Internet is a beautiful space for all of us to take advantage of. Unfortunately, the education industry has not still embraced it, but I'm very thankful to Hazrat Karuna alayhi salam for coming in our lives and allowing us to grow. And there was a time before Corona, which was called the BC, and there is a time called AF, which is after Corona, which is the new humanity being born with the internet at our hands and the power of the internet in our computers to really take advantage of it. It's been there for 20 years. We were ignoring it, and now we don't have to ignore it. We can take advantage of it. It has immense power to empower the entire humanity. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Assalamu alaikum.
It's